Hey guys, welcome back to another flashlight review. And I have to admit that when Brinyte offered me a sample of the 1000 lumen HC01 headlamp, I wasn't exactly jumping up and down. Perhaps it's because I'm not a huge headlamp enthusiast, though I tend to actually use them just as much as my flashlights. But the Brinyte HC01 has a set of pretty unusual and surprisingly practical features that you don't normally see in a headlamp. So the first is this headband design. I thought I had to unroll it, or maybe it was just a packaging kind of thing. But actually, you can see here, it's this, you just press this little button here on the back and you can extend it out very easy. It sort of just rolls up like that. And then if you want to retract it, all you do is just turn this little windy thing here and you can just wind it up again. So it really keeps it in this nice, easy to store package, but also just makes it a lot easier to attach onto your head at times and adjust, especially maybe you're adjusting to different head sizes, or if you are, tightening the thing up after extended use as well, it makes it a lot easier rather than have to fiddle around with the straps on a normal headband. So I thought that was pretty cool. The switches as well on this light have this silent design, so as you can see, you can't even hear these things activating. You can see it's also got this like 360 rotatable head. You can take it out as well pretty easily. And there's this triple LED design, so you've got the spot beam here, you've got a white beam, kind of like a floody white beam, 2 levels, and a red with 2 levels as well in there. And it weighs far less than most other headlamps that I own. So this thing is really perfect for outdoors use, hiking, and even hunting. So in terms of what you get in the box, it's pretty simple. You get the HC01, plus you get this USB-C charging cable. They do give you a manual here as well. And this is the box. Here are a few other headlamps in my collection. I've got the Sofirn HS21 and the Acebeam H16 here, and there's definitely a huge weight difference between the HS21 and the Brinyte HC01. It's a lot lighter. Feels almost the same weight really as the Acebeam H16, which is a 14500 cell headlamp. So it's definitely something that you can keep on your head and not have to worry about it weighing you down or just being too uncomfortable. I do find with those 21700 or 18650 headlamps, they can get a little bit tiring to wear after a while. Little close-up of the Brinyte HC01, and of course I've demonstrated that head strap, and this is a patented design as well, so no other companies are supposed to use it, and it's made of this breathable elastic here. Feels fairly durable. The light itself is made of plastic. It feels reasonably durable for what it is. You've got this 360 rotatable design, and like I was demonstrating before, very easy to sort of remove the light if you want to use it outside of the headband. It's IP66 water resistant and also 1 meter drop resistant. And yeah, I mean, I just can't say enough about this adjustable head strap. I think it's a game changer. It saves a heap of time when you're adjusting it to different head sizes, and also it just prevents this kind of tangled up effect. Sometimes when you store these around, they tangle up and stuff, but it's still okay. But this just makes it a lot more easier to, I guess, extend out, quickly put on your head. It also would make it easy to potentially attach to different objects. I wonder if you could put that onto like a bike handle or something like that and just use it as a bike light. Like I mentioned before, you've got these 2 silent buttons, great for stealth, maybe if you're a hunter. And on the front of the light, you've got these 4 battery indicators here, so increments of 25%. Underneath the light, you've got USB-C onboard charging with this rubber flap there. And basically, in order to access the battery, you just have to undo the back. There is this battery pack. You can see the battery is rated 1200 milliamp hours, 4.35 volts, And thankfully, it also takes 3 AAA cells in an emergency. So looking under the head of the light, you can see, I'm pretty sure this is an SST 40, the spot beam. It's paired with a smooth reflector. And I'm not sure what the white and red kind of auxiliary LEDs / floody LEDs are. But yeah, there's just kind of frosted lens there on the front. Now it's covered with a layer of clear plastic on the front there as well. So the light is pretty simple to use. So you've got one button that controls this spot beam. It's got a memory mode there as well. You turn off, it remembers the different mode, just press and hold. So it's basically low, medium, high, turbo. And you can also maybe be in this medium mode, double press for turbo and then double press again to go back to medium. You can just also double press from off to go into the turbo mode. So pretty basic there. This second button here operates the red and white mode, also has memory depending on which one you've left it in last. Double press to switch from white to red, and they just have 2 modes in there, low and high. Okay, you can also activate the flood and the spot beam at the same time. There's a bunch of special modes in here, so if you triple press with the spot beam, there's a strobe, triple press again, got SOS. If you triple press with the secondary red-white button, you get this kind of red signal mode as well. You can also lock the light by just pressing down both buttons for 2 to 3 seconds. You can see there it's locked. Just press and hold again, both buttons to deactivate. So I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with the Brinyte HC01, and you can see this is the spot turbo mode. Did see a little burst at the beginning, but as you can see, it goes down pretty quickly. So I'll probably just measure it from the point that it steps down almost immediately. So you can see you get about a minute of runtime before the light starts to really step down, and that's about maybe 1 minute and 20 seconds. You can see light steps down to about 30% output. Here's the spot mode on high, and light maintains between 90 and 100% of output all the way to 7 minutes before it steps down to 50%. So ran a third ceiling bounce test with the white flood LED on high, and you can see here you get just over 2 minutes of runtime before the light steps down to about 60% output. Here are some tests that I ran with my Opal Lightmaster Pro, and you can see got 191 meters of range on the spot mode. Pretty impressive considering that there's a small bezel in here, and there's really not that much heat sinking as well. The turbo, spot plus auxiliary flood mode on high managed to get 153 meters, so it must distribute that power between both the LEDs. CCT was pretty neutral, so between 5,100 and 5,200. CRI was between 59 and 61. So some considerations if you're thinking of getting the Brinyte HC01. Okay, having AAA batteries, being able to accept AAA batteries offer that flexibility, but you will have reduced performance. It's not going to be as bright as if you use the battery pack. I think AA cells would also have offered better runtimes, but also added extra bulk onto this light. So I can see why they've gone with that kind of AAA design. The second consideration is that the light is pretty much made of plastic, so it doesn't feel as durable or as premium as aluminium flashlights. There's also low travel on both of these switches, so that has to be something to do with that quiet design. But yeah, you can barely kind of feel it contact, but it's okay. The third consideration is that there's no padding on the back of the light here. So yeah, I think that's something they should really do. It would make the light more comfortable to use. The fourth consideration is the quick step down, as you saw on those ceiling bounce tests. Okay, there's less heat sinking in there, so it is as expected with one of these sort of plastic style flashlights, but it does make it very light and easy to carry around with you. The final consideration is the price. Okay, so there's a ton of headlamp options out there at this price, but keep in mind you do get some unique features like this extendable and retractable headband system, the switches, ability to use AAA batteries in there. Overall, the Brinyte HC01 stands out as a reliable, lightweight and versatile headlamp, suitable for a range of outdoor activities. And I like this triple light source as well, the red mode as well. Definitely sold me on that. And easily adjustable design, 360 rotatable. You can take it out and basically alter the headband very easily. I think you could use the HC01s for a whole bunch of purposes, you know, even hunting, especially with those silent buttons, hiking, camping around the house, and just being able to pop in some primary cells in an emergency is something that most headlamps don't offer. So if you're interested in getting the Brinyte HC01, I've left a special discount link in the video description. If you have questions, let me know down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you enjoyed this video as well, do me a favor, click the like button and share the video with someone who might enjoy watching it. It just helps me to get the channel out to more people. And if you want to see more flashlight reviews, make sure you subscribe. Brinyte HC01, and let's pop this straight onto turbo spot. And I mean, it's doing pretty well for a headlamp, I tell you that. You can spot a bunch of these ducks and birds kind of just sitting by the side there resting, and produces a fair bit of spill. If I turn it off, turn it back on, you can see what I mean. I'll go through the low, medium, high, turbo, low, medium, high, turbo. So even the high mode's pretty good. Brinyte HC01, and this is the spot mode again on turbo. Okay. Let's just go between low, medium, high, and turbo. Low, medium. Medium is pretty good for just a walking light. I can definitely picture myself using this very often. It's very light as well. This headlamp barely even feels that it's there. You get your high mode and turbo. And let's just pop this onto the auxiliary floodlight now. Okay, there's a low and high mode, like that. And actually, it looks a little brighter. I have to bump the ISO a little bit up on the camera to show you what it kind of approximates. Something like this, maybe a little bit brighter. That's kind of what it looks like. So low, high, low, high. So there's decent amounts of flood, but you're not going to see further than, say, maybe 5 to 10 meters max. And this is the red mode, so there's like a low and a high mode also for the red mode. We'll go for a bit of a walk. This is one of the most pleasing sort of closer up beams for walking around. And something interesting you can do is, say if you got it on the flood mode like that, you can also activate the spot mode too at the same time. So it's kind of difficult to see, but that's just with the flood, and now flood plus the spot. Keep ramping it up like that. Just kind of get the best of both worlds. But the battery's probably going to run out faster, obviously, so you want to conserve the battery and use it on the lower modes if you need just a bit of light to get by. But yeah, I do like this spot beam. It is pretty impressive for a headlamp. Brinyte HC01, this is the spot mode. On turbo, you just see here the beam profile in the foreground. Significant amount of spill. Step it down, that's your low, medium, high, turbo, and pop it onto the flood mode now. and again it looks brighter, so I'll have to bump the camera up a little bit, the ISO up a little bit, just to show you what it looks like in person. It's roughly what it would look like anyway, and that's how I see it anyway. And you can also select the lower mode, higher, onto red. Very wide beam, goes all the way into your peripherals as well. Alright, I've got the Brinyte HC01, and that's on the highest spot mode, as you can see, illuminating well into my peripherals. I'll also go for a walk and demonstrate this in a moment, but I'll go through the modes, so low, medium and high turbo, low, medium, high turbo. So even that medium mode here is going to do quite well. Now this is the red mode on the high setting, so there's low and high, and the white flood mode on high, low and high. Do you find the white flood mode is just really quite white, bright, so it's not so comfortable to look at. Yeah, I prefer the light coming out of the spot mode better, actually. It just seems a bit harsh, but you know, does the job. I'll go for a little walk